Hello friends, welcome to my channel Pathology Master. Myself Dr. Parth, and today I will teach you one topic from the cell injury, that is cellular aging. So our today's topic of discussion is on the cellular aging. Okay. So which are our learning objectives for today's discussion? So at the end of presentation, a student should understand the basic definition of aging. What do you mean by aging? Right, you should able to understand the definition. Then students should understand the basic theories of cellular aging. There are many theories for aging that we will discuss. Then students should understand which are the changes happen in the organs with the advanced age. So which are the changes in the organ that you should know. So that are our learning objectives for today's discussion. Okay. So, with the advanced age, with the aging process, your mechanism of homeostasis becomes slower down. What do you mean by cellular homeostasis? Why it's slower down? So, I want to say that with the advanced age, in response to stress, your normal cell will take a longer time to become the normal in the structure and the function. So for the repair it will take a longer time, right? So it will take a longer to revert back to normal in the structure and function. Okay, so what do you mean by aging? So obviously it's a process of becoming older, that is the aging. But what do you mean by cellular aging? We want to talk at the cellular level. So the cellular aging means the cell function and the cell viability will be decreased with the time. So the cell will also become older. Its functional capacity and its viability will be decreased with the time, and that is known by the name cellular aging. Right? Okay. So which are the changes that will happen with the cellular aging? Basically what happen within the cell, so its function get decreased and viability get decreased. That is because certain changes will happen in the cell, and the main change that will happen is the replicative capacity of the cell will be reduced, so the cell replication will be decreased. So because of that, what happen, there will be metabolic and genetic damage, and it will constantly get accumulated, right? There will be metabolic and genetic damage, and it will constantly get accumulated. So there will be more and more damage. The genetic damage means, I want to say that there will be DNA damage. So the DNA damage will happen. So basically there will be three changes in the cellular aging. Your replication will be decreased, your metabolic and genetic damage will get accumulated, and genetic damage in the form of DNA damage, right? I will explain you this why replication capacity is decreases with the time. I will explain it in a detail later on in the slide. Okay. So as we have discussed, there will be genetic damage with the advanced age. So why DNA damage happen? Why genetic damage will be there? So there can be exogenous factor, or there can be endogenous factors for the DNA damage. The exogenous factors are in the form of physical factors, then chemicals, then certain biological factors. The biological factors include your virus, bacteria, fungus, etc. Your physical factors will include ionizing radiation, then thermal burns, etc. And the endogenous factor include free radical mediated damage, right? Your DNA can damage because of the production of excessive free radicals. Okay, so the lifespan of the different individual is different in every community. So some people live for 40 years, some for 60 years, some for 70 years. So why such inconcordance is there? So because your life expectancy is depend upon the many factors. So basically it depend upon the four main factors. The first one is genetic factor. The genetic structure in the different individual is different, so the life expectancy is depend upon the genetic factor. The second factor is your environmental factor. It depend upon your dietary habit, it depend upon your alcohol intake, right? If you are excessive alcoholic, then your liver get damaged, and because of cirrhosis you may die. If you are taking excessive cholesterol food, not doing exercise, then with the obesity you might have complications like that of diabetes, hypertension, and gradually life can be end. And the third factor is lifestyle. As we have discussed, if you have the bad lifestyle habits like that of alcohol, then smoking, etc., bad lifestyle can reduce the lifespan. Drug intake also included in the lifestyle. Okay, certain age related diseases also can be responsible for the cellular aging, right? So that include hypertension, diabetes, atherosclerosis. So basically, these four factor will determine your life expectancy: genetic factors, your environmental factors, your lifestyles, and the age-related disease development, like that of hypertension, diabetes, atherosclerosis. Obviously, if you have this hypertension, diabetes, atherosclerosis like disease, then your life expectancy will be less. Okay. So until now we have discussed the certain definition of the aging and cellular aging, and we have discussed certain changes that will happen in the cellular aging. Okay, but which are the different theories for the cellular aging? Why cellular aging happen? So there are basically seven theories for the cellular aging. The seven theories are accepted, right? So these are the seven theories. The first theory is cellular senescence, that is the telomere theory. The second theory is your genetic control. Third theory is disease related to the accelerated aging. Fourth one is free radical mediated damage. Fifth one is decreased hormones. Sixth one is decreased defense. And finally, failure to renew. These are the seven theories for your cellular aging. Okay, guys. So listen these theories carefully. Right? It's very important. Okay. So first of all, before starting of the theories of cellular aging, you should be familiar with what is cellular senescence and what is telomere. If you can understand these two terminology, then and then you can able to understand the first theory of the cellular senescence for the cellular aging. So what do you mean by cellular senescence? Okay, so cellular senescence means reduced capacity of the cell to divide. With the time, the dividing capacity of the cell will be decreased, right? And that is called as cellular senescence. We will discuss why it happened. Okay, what do you mean by telomere? Because senescence is related to telomere. So see guys, this is the chromosome, right? This is the stained chromosome. Just see the pink structure here. Can you able to see it, this pink structure? So this pink structure is a repetitive DNA sequence at the end of chromosome. This telomere is present at the end of chromosome, and it is the DNA sequence, nothing else. It's a short DNA sequence that is made up of obviously nucleotide, and the nucleotide sequence is in the form of TTA triple G. Remember, it can be asked in the MCQ. This is the nucleotide sequence in the telomere. Okay, so telomere is the short DNA sequence at the end of chromosome, right? Okay, so what is the function of this telomere? So this telomere, the main function is to protect the chromosome. They will protect the chromosome. Okay, they will separate the one chromosome from the other chromosome in the DNA sequencing. During the sequencing, they will separate the one chromosome from another. In this way, it will protect your chromosome. So suppose if you don't have the telomere, then what happen? The end of the chromosome will get fused and you will have genomic instability. So that's why telomere is important in your body. Okay, so now you can understand the cellular senescence theory. Okay, now I will teach you what happened with the progressive cell division. Suppose your cell is dividing for the first time, right? Then your telomere will become shortened, right? With the each cell division, this telomere, this DNA sequence will get shortened. It will get shortened, right? So what happened? Gradually, the chromosome has a limit. It cannot divide for infinite time, right? It can divide for up to 60 to 70 times in a lifetime. It can divide maximum for 60 to 70 times, because you will utilize all the telomere. With each cell division, telomere is getting shortened. So after 60 to 70 cell division, the cell can no longer divide. And obviously, if the cell cannot divide, then it will die. So that's the theory of cellular aging, right? The first theory is cellular senescence, because with each cell division, your telomere will be shortened, and so cellular senescence will develop. The division capacity of the cell will decrease. That is the cellular senescence theory. And this limited capability of the division, I mean, I have explained that normal human cell can divide only for up to 60 to 70 times, right? So this limiting capacity is known by the name Hayflick limit or Hayflick phenomena. So that is about the telomere theory. Just see this figure. It's a very beautiful figure. Let's see. This is the normal telomere, right? This is your normal telomere at the end of chromosome. Now with each cell replication, with each cell division, it will become shortened. Just see. See in the screen. It will getting shortened. Again the division, it will be more shortened. So gradually it will shorten and finally it will no longer able to divide, right? So that is the first theory of cellular senescence. Okay, now this image is not related to our topic with the aging, but as we have discussed telomere, I will explain these also. Do you know what is telomerase? Have you ever heard about the name telomerase? You might have heard in the neoplasia chapter. It's a reverse transcriptase enzyme which has the capacity to add the TTA triple G telomere sequence to the chromosome. Can you able to get it? This nucleotide sequence is a telomere. So this enzyme can add the telomere. Suppose with the 4 to 5 times cell division, you have lost certain portion of telomere. So this enzyme can add the telomere. So what happen? Your cell will divide for the infinite time. I mean, they will no longer Hayflick limit. It will overcome the Hayflick limit because this telomerase enzyme will add the telomere with the each cell division. So it can add the telomere sequence, and so your cell can divide for infinite time, and the cell will become immortal. It will not die. And this enzyme is particularly present in the cancerous cell, and that's the reason why in the cancer the cells are continuously dividing, because the cancer cell will escape the Hayflick phenomena. I mean, uh, there will no more telomere shortening in the cancer cell. The cancer cells and the stem cell have this enzyme, so they can divide for infinite time. Okay, second theory is the genetic control. Okay, it has been observed that there is a one enzyme that is the name is CLK enzyme, CLK gene. This gene is also known by the name clock gene. So it has been observed that it might control the cellular aging, because it has been observed that in metazoa, right, particularly Canor elegans, if the CLK gene is mutated, then the lifespan is prolonged. So it might be related to cellular aging, right? So that is the second theory of genetic control. Okay. Third theory for cellular aging is certain disease that is related to accelerated aging, particularly Werner syndrome. Okay. So what is Werner syndrome? While you will have premature aging, the cellular aging will be earlier. Why? Because in the Werner syndrome there is a deficiency of the one enzyme. The name is DNA helicase. This DNA helicase enzyme is having the function of doing the DNA repair. It will do the function of DNA repair. So if this enzyme is defective, yeah, then your DNA cannot get repaired during division. If it get damaged, then it can no longer repaired. That's why you will develop premature aging, and it is called as an Werner syndrome. Okay. Fourth theory is free radical mediated damage that will induce the cellular aging. So with the advanced age, your metabolic activity will become slow and you will develop more and more free radical. Now normally in our individual, in healthy individual, in the younger individual, the free radicals getting removed by antioxidant. They are called free radical scavengers. But in the advanced age, this antioxidant is not effective to clear the free radicals, right? So if you will take antioxidant in the old age, then it can retard the damage. It can delay the cellular aging because it can remove the free radicals. So this free radical can be responsible for cellular aging. And and it's a most widely accepted theory as well. Among these all seven theories, the most accepted theory is this free radical mediated damage. So it's advisable to take antioxidant in the old age. Have to take more fruits that contain antioxidants, right? Okay. Fifth theory is decrease hormone. With the age, obviously your hormone production is decreased, and so there can be cellular aging, right? Less function of hormone. So you might develop cellular aging. Okay. Sixth theory is the decreased defense. With the advanced age, your immune function will be impaired. So you can imagine what happen if your immunity is low, then obviously you can develop infection, more cell damage, and there will be cellular aging, early cellular aging, right? Okay. The seventh theory is the failure to renew. What it means? Okay. As we have discussed, with each cell division, the telomere will be shortened, so there will be cellular senescence. But what happened? This senescence cell will gradually get accumulated, and there will be no renewal cell for this. Suppose you have lost certain cells, then it will not get renewed by other cells, right? So there will be no renewal of the lost cell, and that is the theory of failure to renewal. That's why you will have cellular aging. Okay. Now we will discuss which are the organ changes with the cellular aging. Which changes will happen in the organ. Okay. So it can affect different system of our body. We will take the prototypic examples, right? So what happened in the cardiovascular system? The elastic tissue is lost from the aorta and its major branches. So what happened? The guy can develop atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis, Monckeberg calcification, and brown atrophy of heart-like disease. Right? The atherosclerosis can develop. It's a disease of advanced age. There are other causes for atherosclerosis as well, but this might be one of the cause. So in the CVS, such changes are seen. Okay. Now, central nervous system. So with the advanced age, what happen? Which changes will happen? The gyri and sulci will be atrophied. The patient can develop because of cellular aging. Patient can develop Alzheimer disease, and there can be development of Parkinson disease. Okay. With the advanced age, you will have osteoporosis, and so you are more prone for fracture. There can be muscle degeneration, right? So this is the affection of musculoskeletal system. Okay. Advanced age can affect your eye system as well. You will develop cataract, and so vision might get decreased. Okay. There can be decrease in the hearing as well because of otosclerosis, right? Of the bone, stapes. That is a one bone in the ear that is stapes. There can be otosclerosis there, and so hearing can be decreased. Okay. With the advanced age, your IgG will be reduced, so your immunity will be low, right? You will lose the elastic tissue from the skin as well, so your skin will become lax. If you have observed that in old age the skins are lax, so that's because of loss of elastic tissue, and that's why there will be wrinkling over the over the face and body as well. So these are the organ changes that has been observed in the cellular aging. So we have discussed all about the cellular aging. We have discussed what is cellular aging, what is cellular senescence, and then we have discussed the seven theories of cellular aging. After that, we have discussed organ changes in the cellular aging, and now we will see MCQ. Okay. So first MCQ, which is the most accepted theory of the cellular aging? So obviously your answer should be free radical mediated damage. So answer is B. Okay, what is telomere sequence? That is present at the end of chromosome. So remember guys, it's